Kelly here today. I have my little friend Kiwi with me. She is a sugar glider. She is about 8 to 9 years old. We wanted to come today and just kind of go over generally what I have in my toolkit, so to speak, for the things that we use often for the animals. For everything that you have, whether it's a little baby, yourself, anything like that, you like to have a set of items that you keep on hand at all times for use. So, and that is the same with animals. We do like to have a specific set of items available that I do recommend. We do have a lot of different animals in this house, so there are a lot of different things. Some of them you may need, some of them you may not, depending on the animal that is in your current household. But one of the things that we do like to keep on hand at all times is a fresh supply of fruits and vegetables, different types. Some of their favorites, the things that we got this week, were some blueberries, strawberries, dandelion greens, and some bell peppers. Those are really favorites in this house, but there are several other fruits and vegetables that we do have on hand. We also like to keep hay on hand. Typically we do get it from our local farmer. It's a lot cheaper that way. We can get it in a big bale, but you can also get it at the pet shop. Oxbow tends to be their favorite, the Western Timothy hay. Alfalfa is really only good for younger animals or sickly animals. It does tend to have a little bit more calorie count to it, so we do like to stick with the Timothy. For the guinea pigs, we also have, and of course for all the animals, they all have their own specific treats. For the guinea pigs, we do have the Simple Rewards. It's a hay tab cookie. So these are the Oxbow Simple Reward treats. This one is baked with bell pepper. It comes in several different flavors. And so far I have as of yet to find a flavor that our guinea pigs don't like. They are made with hay. And they're just little heart-shaped treats. It is recommended on the bag that you can give up to 2 treats a day. We usually try to stick with that. I have to admit that sometimes they may get a couple more than that, but we do try to keep to just 2 treats a day. They do really love these though. We also have the vitamin C tabs. They do have a vitamin C liquid as well, but we find that the vitamin C hay tabs work really well for our guinea pigs. They really, really love them. So she is interested. I did give her a blueberry. She didn't seem to want that one, but yeah, she may want a strawberry. Oh, there we go. So I did get out a strawberry for her, but she's not really too interested in the one I had, so she's trying to find her own. And she may end up off camera here in a few minutes. So the other thing that we do have, so we have their foods, their treats. I do also have a scale. I like to keep track of their weight. It is a good idea, not just in the vet's office, but also at home, just so that you can keep track of any illnesses or problems that might arise. So this is a scale that we have. We got it from stamps.com. It is a postage scale, but it works really well for weighing the animals that we have, especially the smaller critters. Let me see if I can get it turned on here. There we go. So when it zeroes out, again, if you have them in a bed, you'd always want to weigh the bed first and then subtract the weight of the bed from your total weight so that you get an accurate weight for the animal. But let's see here. Eugene is with me, and we will see if he is going to be willing to let us see his weight. So I am just going to pick him in his bed right up and place him on the scale. There we go. As you can see, we got a weight on him, so that works out really well. While Eugene is enjoying the fresh vegetables and fruits, I will kind of get into a little bit of the other things that we have in our toolkit. So nail trimmings. Nail trimmings are something that they pretty much all require, except for the sugar gliders. They have a wheel that is kind of rough on the inside, so that tends to work down their nails a little bit. You can clip them. We don't. They don't really like to be handled too much. Kiwi, we have 3 sugar gliders. Kiwi is the one we can handle the most. She is the most used to handling. The other two are not too keen on it. Everyone else does get a nail trimming, and we usually try to schedule our nail trims the first of every month. So first weekend of the month is when everybody gets trimmed. We have a few different clippers depending on the animal. We do have your standard nail clippers, just human clippers, little baby clippers. We like to use those on the ferrets. I think this usually works the best. Sometimes with the guinea pigs as well. I know a lot of people with guinea pigs do prefer to use the human clippers. I myself, with the rabbits and guinea pigs, do tend to go for these. These are pro trimmers. I don't like using them for the ferrets, but I do prefer them for the rabbits and guinea pigs. I think they do a really good job. I also use this for our cat as well. So for our dog, we do have the standard dog clippers. These tend to work really well. She is a smaller breed, so I do use these on her dew claws, and then these on her other claws. A little bit of stypic powder is good to have on hand as well if you end up nicking a quick by accident, which can happen. It definitely, even for a seasoned nail trimmer, it can happen. If you don't have any stypic powder on hand, in a pinch you can use a little bit of household flour as well. That will just kind of help clot the end and stop the bleeding. I also do have a pair of clippers. With Mr. Eugene, these are essential because we do also have to do occasional trims, which he is kind of coming due for pretty soon. So I do just use them to trim around. He's enjoying his vegetables right now. I don't know how he's going to feel about me giving him a little trim, but typically I will just brush out, and brushes are the next thing I'm going to get into, but we do just have the standard brushes. Just brush it out a little bit, and then, and see, he does not like, yeah, he knows what I'm up to. So we give him the cookie to distract him, and then we'll see, we'll do a little bit of top hair here. I just like to kind of take it up in my fingers. I never ever trim next to his skin. I always make sure that my fingers, my flesh is between the clipper and himself. So that way, if anybody's going to get cut, it's going to be me. I usually just trim a little bit, as much as he'll allow me for that day. And other than that, we just do our brushing. Now, the brushes are the next thing. So for him, the longer hair, I do have one of the combs that works really well. He really does enjoy it. He likes that. We also have, for the rabbits, I find that this one works really well. It's a nice soft brush. They really, really like that. For the guinea pigs, I don't think it does as well. I mean, it works, but I do prefer the combs. And this one, especially for Bichon with her textured fur, her curls, I really love the Pro Slicker brush. So again, for Eugene, I preferred the comb, but the brush does also work, and he really loves the brush. He actually really enjoys getting brushed, as long as I stay away from his back end. Once I start playing around the back end, he is not too impressed with that, so he gets pretty upset. So those are our brushes. I do have a toothbrush as well. Toothbrushes work really well for brushing dogs' teeth. Not so much when you get into small animals, but what I like to use it for is just around the face. A lot of these other brushes and combs are just far too large, and they are really hard to work with. So with this, I can get right in around the face. It's very gentle, and again, he really does seem to enjoy it. So I can get around his eyes, around his ears, and just get those areas just nice and brushed out. So like the nail trimming, the brushing is done on a periodic basis. Unlike the nail trims, which I usually plan about once a month, brushing is almost a daily occurrence, especially with the guinea pigs and the rabbits, because they do tend to have fur that can mat up very quickly. So the smaller animals, I like to make sure that we brush them almost every day. Sometimes we'll miss a day here or there, but again, they do really enjoy it. So especially if it becomes something that you do on a routine basis and pair with some treats, giving them their favorite foods can make this experience even better for them. Another thing I like to have on hand is plenty of tissues. You never know what you're going to need to do. Also Q-tips, which I don't have here. In our bathroom we do Q-tips and cotton balls for cleaning out ears, gently cleaning out the eyes with a tissue if you need to. I like to have all of those things on hand, of course. Those are just, you know, basics. In my previous videos, you have seen me talk about these. The Ferret Vite, the Ferret Lax, and the Ferritone. These three things I believe are essential in the ferret mom and dad's toolkit. I really wouldn't be without these. They're very helpful. Some of the other things that I like to have, especially when dealing with smaller critters, when we have to use medications or anything like that, again, in the previous ferret videos, you will see me use syringes to help give medications. I do like to have different size syringes. I don't use the needles, although these do have needles on them. I usually just kind of dispose of those. Pill cutter is really good to have as well, just because you will often need to cut up pills into smaller sizes for animals. So it's nice to have this to give a nice dose and keep it separate from your human items. This one's for our animals only. We also have pill pockets for the cat, and we do have some for the dog as well. With the small animals, we mix up their pills, crush them and mix them. Again, the ferrets with the Ferritone works fantastically. And then the other animals, we usually get those compounded by the actual pharmacy. They have many different flavors available, and it works very well that way. They have all kinds of things for the small animals, much easier to give. But for the dogs and cats, again, we'll just hide them in the pill pockets. These work incredibly, very helpful. Thermometer is the next thing. I do have one of these on hand. I have not found much use for it. Thankfully, I've not had to use it myself too often, but I do like having it around in case. It is a good item to have. And this one, you'll see it's labeled all over, pets only. It says pets right on the actual thermometer itself and pets only on the case, because you do want to make sure that whatever you're using for your animals, you are keeping separate from what you would use for your people, okay? There are zoonotic diseases, things that can transmit between human and animal, so it is good to keep these things separate. So the next thing that I have in my care kit, again, this is something that I like to have on hand because I do work at a vet's office, so I am familiar with it. I do not recommend using it without the advice of a veterinarian. So please, if you feel the need for using one of these products, please contact your vet. But they are the Critical Care from Oxbow. We have the Carnivore Care because we do have some animals that are towards the carnivore spectrum. And then we do have the apple banana flavored Critical Care. The Critical Care has been incredibly useful for the guinea pigs that we've had in that have had issues not wanting to eat, being low in weight, having medical issues. Again, used with the advice of a veterinarian, and they can help you with that. It's definitely useful. Again, for the dogs and cats, I'm actually out of the Revolution, but we do use a topical Revolution for our cat. And for the dog, we do have the Heart Guard and the Bravecto flea and tick heartworm prevention. These are monthly. Actually, Bravecto is every 3 months. Again, you can talk to your veterinarian, your local vet. I recommend getting in touch with them for all of these needs because working with them personally is the best way to go for having the best care for your pet. But keeping them on a regimen, whether it be a monthly dose or something that lasts a little longer, or now for heartworm protection, they also have an injection which lasts 6 to 12 months. Again, talk to your vet, get that information. Very good though to keep them protected. We also have treats for the dogs for their teeth, dental hygiene. Again, like I said, brushing their teeth is something that you really should get your dog and cat used to. And cat, yes, cats can also have their teeth brushed. It's something that you should get them used to, but they do have special treats as well. Some pets just really do not like you being around their mouth. So using these other things can really help to keep their teeth clean and help to kind of lower the need for any dental work down the road. I think I've basically covered all of my little kit. Again, these are things that I just really like having on hand. They're things I will use often. With the animals that we have in our home, these are all essential to our toolkit. Again, some things you may not need depending on the critter that you have living with you. So, and of course, Eugene feels that the vegetables are the most essential, fruits and vegetables, the most essential. So, and as you can see, he is enjoying his little treat. So I think I've covered everything that I have. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment down below. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I know Eugene has. So we will see you next time. Take care, guys. Bye.